the upcoming Unification bout at lightweight is going to be a fight that a number of people have stock and stake in, because the two combatants are on their way to proving who's the best between, in a rivalry that has had a little bit of chemistry going because they don't like each other. We're talking about Caroline Dubois and Terry Harper. Now, Caroline has been the one who's carried the promotion of this fight. She has expressed extreme dislike for Harper's presence in the sport as far as being an elite fighter. And Harper has expressed that she doesn't like how Caroline carries herself. So somebody's going to have to give in to the other's taste in what's preferred in boxing. And that's why we're talking about it, because on Easter Sunday, MVP is bringing these two together for unification, and it should be intriguing. Let's talk about it. MVP is about to kick off a new era in boxing when they turn toward a female-based fight card agenda. And this Sunday, Easter Sunday, we're going to see one of the first ones kick off when Caroline Dubois takes on Terry Harper. And in an exciting co-main, Ellie Scottney is taking on Mayeli Flores. Listen, this is about as good as it can get in women's boxing. That doesn't mean it won't get better. But what I'm saying is this is high quality profile boxing in the women's division of boxing. I really like what's happening here. MVP has pretty much consolidated the majority of women fighters and put them under their promotional banner, which is going to make it easier for these bouts to be made. You can expect the broadcast to be on Sky Sports Network as well as ESPN Plus. That's a plus for us because we have access to those networks and can be presented where more eyes can be on the sport. I love what they're doing here. And these two women, Dubois and Harper, have had a pretty interesting promotion leading up to the fight. Caroline has been more boisterous than she has in any other previous fight in her career. And Terry Harper is just a solemn, stoic type figure. She only wants to get in and go about the business of boxing. She's not a personality that's going to get out and talk a lot of trash and things of that nature. But if you had a chance to see her training videos, she's pretty much gone viral for being able to put up training videos of her in the gym, working gym and floor exercises, and people have found that entertaining. But her fights have been entertaining as well. You know, Harper's entering this fight with Dubois. She's coming in with her record of 16 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. She has 6 KOs on the record. She tried to go all the way up to she tried to go up to super welterweight and found the welterweight and super welterweight divisions a little bit difficult for her. She had a majority draw against Cecilia Brækhus in October of 2023, and that was followed up with a March 2024 loss by retirement after 4 rounds against Sandy Ryan. She felt that Sandy Ryan was just a little bit too strong and big for her. Understandably so, but guess what? Caroline has used those results to attack Harper's pedigree. She says that she feels that Harper, when the going gets tough, she pulls out, or she backs out, or she steps down and declines to bring it. And so Dubois, who's going to enter this fight with her record of 12 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 5 KOs, Dubois is looking to make a statement in this fight. Sweet Caroline, who's 25 years old, as she's known, it hasn't been so sweet when it comes to Terry Harper. And it has seemingly rubbed Harper the wrong way. She has managed to get under Harper's skin, and this could turn into a grudge match as they get in there for 10 rounds of fisticuffs. But when we think about that technical decision draw against Jessica Camara, that was in January of 2025, that was stopped from a head clash and the fact that Camara was on the canvas in the first round. The fight was stopped in the 3rd round and they called it a draw. It should have been a no decision, if anything. But Caroline knows that that's the only blemish on her record, and it isn't even worth speaking on. But when she thinks about speaking on Terry Harper, she is quick to note that Terry just doesn't get going when the going gets tough. The only thing is, Caroline hasn't really had a resume of fights to substantiate the confidence that she's showing as far as accomplishments having been shown. Her toughest fight to me was in March of 2025 when she took on the Korean Bo-Mi Rishin and had a real difficult time there where she ended up with a majority decision. Could have been a draw, and Bo-Mi Rishin showed Caroline a few tricks that she hadn't encountered prior to that fight. Now, when we talk about the tail of the tape, Harper's entering the age of 30 at 29, and she's 5'8" and a half. She has a 65-inch reach. Dubois is 5'5" and a half. Will the height and reach advantage be in favor of Harper? It could, because you know Harper can box. She really can. But we have to find out where she is mentally. Her most recent win was a May 2025 win over Natalie Zimmerman. But prior to that, she had beaten Breanne Dixon. The fight previous to that was the Sandy Ryan bow out. But when you think about everyone else she's had on her record, the likes of Hannah Rankin, Ivana Habazine, and Cecilia Brækhus, she has a pretty good record against fighters who are considered at the top or elite in women's boxing. So Caroline, hopefully she has done her homework and she is prepared to go in there and not only back up her personal sentiments about Harper and her accomplishments or lack thereof, but she should also look at fighters in the division can be placed before her to propel her into superstardom herself. This is really a good fight card. As we look ahead to everything else that's happening on this card, there are a number of fights to pay attention to. Again, like I said, the co-main event with Ellie Scotty taking on Mayeli Flores. Listen, that may be a fight that's a candidate of fight of the year, because Scotty, who is the fighter that is, listen, she's fighting out of Stratford, London, England, but she is a scrappy fighter. 28 years of age, she's 5'4", and her record is currently 11-0. She won that title and unified, and she is a fighter that is really anxious to show her wares. She wants to get in against the best and have the best opportunities. But I will tell you that Flores, she is coming to bring it. Now, she's even shorter than Scotty at 4'11", but boy is she a firecracker of a fighter. She will get in there fighting out of Mexico City. She is a fighter that's 33 with a record of 13 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 4 KOs. She's going to be in Scotty's chest. Now, Scotty can box and typically has this style where she kind of is in and out. She kind of keeps her hands down a little bit and she moves her head and shoulders. Against this fighter, Flores, she can't do that because this woman is going to be on top of her. And if she thinks the woman is going to throw a shot or two and then back off and reset, she got another thing coming. This lady is going to throw 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be that type of fight. And Scotty has got to be prepared for that. Like I said, expect a barn burner. That could end up being the fight of the night on this card. And then, of course, we have Chantel Cameron, who will be taking on Michaela Kotakoskova. Excuse me if I'm wrecking the woman's name. I don't do that intentionally. And that'll be for the vacant WBO welterweight title, which was recently vacated by Michaela Mayer. So when you think about the winner of this fight, a super welterweight battle where Chantel, who has proven her wares with victory over the likes of Katie Taylor and fought her closely in a rematch where they gave the decision rematch to Taylor, where I thought that Chantel had actually pulled it off again in the second fight, including a knockdown which was not counted in the first round. Anyway, as we look at these fighters and what they have going, there's a lot to be entertained by. This is a tremendous fight card, and if you are a fan of boxing, let alone a fan of women's boxing, you need to tune in to this fight card because it's going to be highly entertaining. MVP is doing the darn thing when you see them coming out with matchups like this, and they have so many of these fighters in their stables. And even if someone loses this fight, they could fight someone else who lost another fight, and they can go back and forth, and then they can go up and down in the divisions and be competitive against one another. It's really intriguing how this can work out for MVP, and I am so excited, looking forward to this. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about this all-women's card that has the cream of the crop type talent on display. Will you be interested to see more of this going forward? Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.